The real estate throne in San Francisco is for the taking, and I'm gonna take it.
I've taken a commission on over $4 billion in my career, and I am just getting started.
I know this city better than anyone, and I can sell this city better than anyone.
There's nobody here. It's an open house.
It just hit the market.
Business gets done with respect.
You're calling me a bad broker? I make more money than you make.
3, 2, 1.
This is the Mac Media Show.
Welcome to the Mac Media Show, everyone. My name is Mac.
And I'm Ree.
And this is the Me and Ree Review Show. We are the two that review for you.
Yes, we are. Every week.
Every week. I thought this was a good episode. This is $1 Million Listing, San Francisco, episode 8, titled St. Louis Blues. We've seen all season Bravo teasing the Justin versus Roe confrontation. And it was a confrontation.
Oh, yeah.
And overall, let's talk about the episode first. Did you like it?
I did like it, but, Mac, what does St. Louis Blues mean?
St. Louis Blues.
What would that be? I'm confused. We're not in St. Louis. Nobody was blue. I don't get it. St. Louis.
Yeah, I don't know. Was anybody sad?
No.
Maybe the argument? Maybe blues?
No, I don't understand that
I don't
title.
know. Maybe I'm missing something.
I don't understand. Maybe it had to do with that.
Well, who cares?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I thought the episode was good. I thought it was
good.
one of the better episodes of the season. I really enjoyed it. I got into this one.
Yeah, it was really good. I liked it.
And I thought Justin's property was really unique. The Firehouse had been converted into a 5 stories?
I think so, yeah.
Oh my
Lots
gosh.
of stairs.
5 flights of stairs. No elevator.
Oh, no.
And tough property to sell. Andrew, of course, with the biggest listing, $20 million home in Tiburon.
Yeah, I
Is that how
believe
you
that's
say
what it
that?
was. Yeah, Tiburon.
That's right. And
Good night.
having
That
to
was
deal
beautiful.
with the seller's son,
Oh, good night.
which I don't know if was staged or not. If it's not staged, the kid's got a lot of problems.
Oh, gee.
And Roe, realizing something very personal to him, talking about a gay couple in San Francisco adopting a child, talking about his conservative background and having a more open mind. So that was kind of interesting to see. Overall, I thought it was really cool. Biggest parts of the episode for me was Andrew's listing. I just enjoyed seeing that house. I thought
was
the
beautiful.
property was amazing. So let's talk about Andrew's listing first. Tell me what you thought about everything that
amazing
happened.
is just an understatement. I've never seen anything like it. What were they asking for that?
$20 million.
$20 million. Okay. It was 10,000 square feet. It had that indoor pool, 6 terraces outside, 8 bedrooms.
Yep.
This is what got me. 3 kitchens.
Yeah.
I would love to see what you do with 3 kitchens, honestly.
Well, was it 2 kitchens, 3 living rooms?
No, it was 3 kitchens.
How many living
3
rooms?
kitchens. I don't know how
Quite
many
a few.
living rooms. Yeah, 2 or 3 of those.
Yeah.
What was it, on 6 acres? They raised bees. They had basketball court, fruit trees. They got fruit off of.
Yeah.
They lived there 20 years.
Yeah.
All the kids had grown up and had lived there. Can you imagine living there as a kid?
Yeah. Well,
I could not believe it.
that could be why the kid acts like he acts.
Yeah, he was a real pill.
Yeah, I didn't like the kid, and maybe it was, maybe.
I hope it was for TV,
I hope
because
it
if
was.
I'd been his mom, I would have had to slap him.
And if it's not for TV, I totally understand why you had to have his wire.
Yeah,
his
somebody
jaw
had already
wired shut.
slapped him.
Right. Somebody didn't like what he had
Might
to
have
say.
been his mom.
That's right. Could have been Andrew off the camera.
Yeah, he really didn't like him.
Right.
I loved Andrew's eyes in this episode, the way he kept looking at him like.
Oh, yeah.
But it's funny he didn't go to the mom and say, look, let me just tell you. But, I'm sure a lot of that's for TV. Like you said, it made it more interesting with the guy walking around with his mouth wired, I guess. So
Yeah.
it was interesting. But it was a
just
beautiful piece of property.
Wow.
Be interesting to see who would end up buying something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't sold that property yet, have we?
No.
So, to be continued. But I thought Andrew was doing a nice job on it. I thought the
great
open
job.
house was extraordinary.
Did a good job.
Looked really nice.
Oh, it was beautiful.
I liked everybody started outside on the acreage, got to see the garden.
Yes.
And then, of course, the private tours, which I
Yes.
thought was a great thing to do.
That's a show place.
Yeah. One thing Andrew mentioned that was difficult was having so many people in the house at one time, which it really looked like chaos. I mean, it looked
Everybody's
very
going
chaotic.
every different direction, and he can't emphasize the points he wants to emphasize. Yeah,
Right.
It's true.
So I don't know if there's an alternative to that, if he could have managed smaller tours, but It looked nice.
It did. It was
So I
beautiful.
don't think it's going to have a huge impact on, selling the house.
I think he did well. I mean, I think that was. I think the party was a real success.
Yeah.
I think it
I
was.
thought the part with the bicycle was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
a little silly,
it
but,
was,
you know.
I'm sure it was fake, but
Yeah, it's a little silly. I mean, how many times would somebody actually really get on somebody in a house that size, get on their stuff? I mean, you just really wouldn't have unless you'd had permission.
right.
So it kind of looked, I don't know, staged, but it was cute. Cute idea.
Yeah. I wouldn't describe it as cute, but that's all right.
I mean, it was a little funny episode, a little bit. It was similar to New York when Ryan came over there and jumped in the pool.
Yeah.
When he had, I think Frederick had a professional swimmer or whatever
Yeah.
you call them that do the upside down swimming.
Right.
And he decides to jump in, at the open house.
Yeah.
So it was similar to that in a way. Just he rode off on a bicycle.
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird, but whatever.
Well, Justin this week,
Yep.
really cool property. Mm-hmm. I thought the seller was, how would you describe the seller?
Eccentric. But it would take somebody like that to buy that kind of property, an old firehouse, and keep a lot of the parts of it that were original, like the stairway and the doors and I mean,
think
it was good.
she thought it was a better property than it was. You know what I mean by that? She's thinking this thing is unbelievable, but she just ignores the 5 flights of stairs. She ignores
That part's tough.
the fact some people might not like a fire pole down the middle of the living room.
Yeah, it's just a conversation piece, which is that's pretty cool. But the stairs were a real problem. And especially curving, you go straight up.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stairs, and nobody wants to do that constantly.
Right.
But had she sold the other half? She had made that unit
She
in
did.
2, so it was sold off.
Yes.
Okay, so see, she thought this side was going to be just like that.
Right.
And I think it would take a special buyer to want that place, honestly. Not just because of the stairs, just in general.
Well, she wanted $4 million for that place.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
just
that's
sky
a little
high.
too high. A little too high.
Yeah.
But what'd they settle on? 295?
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So did he get any offers on that before we? I don't think he did he?
Question for you.
I don't think so. I'm trying to think how it ended. No, I don't think he did.
I think that is to be continued. Is that right?
Yeah. He never. No, it didn't show any conclusion on that. So
Okay, all
yeah,
right.
it must be. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. He had an open house. He got people kind of partying before they all went up the stairs, which probably helped. It's just
yeah, somewhat.
yeah.
What'd you think about the models coming in?
Oh, I thought it was great.
You like that idea?
Yeah, and what he said the reason for that is that it lightens the mood, and I think so too.
Yeah, I think he's right about that. I
Yeah.
like that too.
Plus, it's memorable when you leave that place.
There
You
go.
remember the
it
firehouse.
sure is, and it has to do with an old firehouse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you're right.
also it may lead to more showings because as an agent, you think this is a unique property. I kind of just want to show people to show them. Mm-hmm. So it gets more people in the door.
That's true.
That's
true.
So I think it was good. He did the best he could with what he had.
Oh, I think it ended with him going back and telling her the problems that he was getting from the
That's right.
the people that were looking at it.
That's right.
And she kind of fought him on it. He wanted to reduce the price, didn't he?
Okay, what they decided on was smart.
Oh, yes, they did.
They decided to
She's
render.
an architect. Mm-hmm.
That's right. They decided to make a few renders, show what it could look like, and the estimated costs. They pulled what Frederick Eklund does a lot of the time.
Oh, it was great. Putting an elevator in, what it would cost.
Yeah. Show 'em.
Making that, what was the living room or something? They were going to level it off.
Right.
So it wouldn't be so blocky,
Create a more open environment.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was a great solution.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
And did they lower the price? I don't believe so.
No, she said she did not want to lower the price,
But
they could see what they could do with it.
That's
So,
right.
with the renderings. That was awesome. That was a good solution.
yeah, that was smart, and
Yeah.
it was actually her idea.
Yeah, it was. It was, and that was a good idea.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep.
But he had a good week. I think they'll sell it eventually.
Yeah. Now Roe had an interesting. Was it Roe that invited Justin to the party? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so Roe's
Yes,
holding
he
an
did.
open house.
Yes, he did.
He says I didn't want to, but I did invite Justin to the party, and Justin shows up with a friend. Immediately, Justin criticizes the property.
Yeah.
Do you like that move or not?
No, I don't.
Why not?
I think that lowered Justin down to childish antics. I don't like that.
Do you think Justin said that remark because of their history in the past, or because he just does that on a regular basis? If, he's honest about
I hope he
property?
doesn't do that on a regular basis, because it does not matter. You just don't go into anybody else's open houses and start knocking them down. You just don't, because you want them to
So more than
retaliate
likely,
and come back to your open houses. You need that support of realtors at times, and you want their customers, their clients. If you need them in that respect, you got a piece of property they're interested in. You don't want there to be that animosity. Whether you care or not, I don't think you go in. And whether you've had words or you don't get along or whatever, it's business. You go in and you just keep your mouth shut. He doesn't have to go in and say, this is an awesome listing, But don't go in going, I hear the freeway, I do this, Don't do that. Just old cabinets. That's just childish to me. Shame on you, Justin. I didn't like that. Rise to the occasion. And I just didn't like that. And,
Well,
so that's my
more
opinion.
than likely, it was their past history.
Oh, I'm sure it could be.
Justin maybe held a grudge, and that came out. So
Yeah, but still.
Roe goes into defense mode.
What else would you do?
That's right.
The only thing you can do is just say, I think I wouldn't have argued. They started arguing, but I don't think I would do that at my own open house.
Well-
I'd just say, that's your opinion. Thank you for coming, and walk off. That's what I would do.
Now let's talk about this. Roe says that Justin didn't have buyers for Andrew's property.
And he didn't. Remember that?
Right.
He promised him he was going to bring him a lot of
Roe
buyers.
even questioned if Justin knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Do you think Justin knows what he's doing?
I do, because I think he was I think he was honest. What was it, Bernal Heights? Is that what they called it?
Right.
I think he was honest when he showed up at Andrews with nobody, because people didn't want to live out there. They
I
had
agree.
made that, clear. I think what he should have done is called Andrew and said, I can't get anybody to come. They're just not interested in the property, not promising he's going to bring these people and show up with nobody.
Right.
But then again, you don't know what's for TV. You don't know what's, been said.
That's right.
So, but in my opinion, I'm looking at it as not TV. I'm looking at it as just going in and how you would be.
Yes.
And, I think that he did that wrong. I think he should have told Andrew at first, I can't get anybody to come. I'm sorry, I'm trying. But none of them want to live out that far. So, that was the only thing I saw in that case. And it was sort of like he got out there and he was a little smug because nobody wants to come out here, instead of he and Andrew, he had said, I've got all these techies, I'll bring some out there. I think that was handled wrong too.
Interesting. Okay.
It's just my opinion.
Well, do you think it was right? Let's switch a little bit and go to Roe.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it was right? Okay, first of all, here's my opinion. This was odd to me. I would imagine that Roe's encountered a gay couple with children before. He's sold real estate for 3 years in San Francisco. You would think he's encountered something like this, and would have addressed it in the past, but maybe not. So he starts to question himself in this episode and kind of look at what he's always believed, and the way he was he addressed his background, and his parents and their beliefs, and so he's doing business with this gay couple, and around the table they're talking real estate, and then he goes into a personal discussion with them, which is okay in my opinion. But why was that the appropriate time to address that?
I don't know. I guess it could have been because he was up front with them. I was thinking he was leading up to, I don't want to work with you. I wasn't really sure what he was leading up to, but it was basically just a personal, really asking questions. Now, see, I think he has a strong faith. He prays 5 times a day. He's a person that has a strong faith. I don't think you change your faith when it comes to other people like that or the way other people behave. I think you accept them as who they are. We're all people. We're all different. You accept that, but I don't think you give up your faith and say, okay, I really am moving over to the fact that I believe in gay people now. You know what I'm saying? I think he was trying to come to terms with the fact you have to be accepting of everybody. I mean, you just do. That's just human nature. You want to be accepting of everybody. You may not believe the way they want to live. You may have other values. There's Christian values. There's Muslim values, whatever, Catholic values. You're not going to switch your faith because you met these two people. But you learn tolerance for them.
What he's struggling with then is the faith places judgment on these people. However, it's not my place to put judgment on these people. So I will accept them,
right,
but not agree with what they're doing. Is that what he's thinking?
Faith, any type of faith, like I said, Christian, Muslim, whatever, in my opinion, is what you believe, but they also say, hate the sin, love the sinner. So any religion has never preached ostracized, excommunicate
right,
these
the faith
people.
Doesn't say.
No, it says don't love the sin. They consider homosexuality in some religions a sin, but hate the sin, love the sinner.
Sure.
So I don't think, and everybody's different.
But so what is it Roe's struggling with? Just understanding?
I think he was thinking that he might have to adhere to his faith of no tolerance. He seemed to look like that faith had no tolerance for this. He said, remember he said, when you were gay, you ignored it. You suppressed it. You didn't act on it. You may be gay, but you don't act on it. Okay, well, these guys acted on it. So he's thinking it's in conflict with my faith saying, you're not around that. You don't do that. And I think he was saying, he was coming to terms with, I'm going to hold my faith. I still believe this, but I want to work. I love you. I love you as people. I love you as human beings.
So do you think he ever considered not doing business with them at first? Do you think it ever crossed his mind?
I don't think so. He never mentioned that at all in the episode. And I don't know off camera what he felt,
right.
but I know being that strong in your faith that he wants to not be hypocritical. You could tell he didn't want to be hypocritical.
Good. That's interesting.
I think it's a good way to be. Anyway, when I saw it, my first thought was, I don't want to see all this.
Well, hold on. Do you think the cameras had an influence on him doing that discussion? You think he did it for the cameras? If the cameras weren't there, would he have ever had that discussion with these people?
I think so.
You think he would have?
Since he's so strong in his faith, yeah.
Okay.
I do. I believe he really, I think genuinely he wanted to understand.
He seemed like it.
Come to an understanding of, am I abandoning my faith if I sit here and I work with you and I'm nice to you and I'm it's not that black and white. It's tolerance. I mean, they may not like the way he lives his life.
Well, that's something.
I mean, that's what I thought about when I was watching it. I'm thinking, you look like a Muslim terrorist.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you've had people.
That's what he said in the show.
Well, yeah, he did. But, I'm thinking that at the beginning, and I'm thinking, what it's like to be shunned, to be put down, to be whatever.
Not accepted, yeah.
And, you don't feel that way. And maybe people don't agree with what you do, praying 5 times a day, but they're not going to ostracize you for it. You're a human being. Everybody should be accepted. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to believe like they believe. You can keep your faith.
But so that's what Roe was.
Yeah, and I think it really came to a good conclusion.
Comprehending.
Yeah, I think it came to a good conclusion for everybody. Because you can stick to your faith, but you want to be around other people.
So that's something he had never thought about before.
Exactly.
Had to work through and understand.
Seemed like it. Yeah, seemed like it there. But with there being 25% of gay people in San Francisco, I'm really shocked he's never run into that unless they just used this on camera as something that he had run into before.
Right.
But I thought it was a good episode from that perspective.
Yeah. It was interesting to see that.
It's a good answer for everybody.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of you question it because you're taking a risk by even discussing that in business with somebody, becoming personal and.
Well, they were very nice about it.
They could have reacted.
Oh, they were just very nice, and I love that. That answered what I was saying. You may not agree on the way people live or what they do, or your faith may be this way, but that doesn't mean you don't talk to this person. You ostracize them. No, the Bible teaches us exactly what I said. you hate the sin, you love the sinner. It doesn't matter if it's stealing money, if it's, having an affair. It's all the same thing, in faith.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a great episode from that. I mean,
Yeah.
I was glad he came to terms, and I loved what his wife said too. That he discussed it with her, and it really bothered him. He really wanted to come to terms with it. I love that.
It was good to see on camera for sure.
Yeah, I did enjoy that part.
Cool. I think it was a good part of the episode.
I thought it was too. I thought it was really good.
Well, I mean, all three guys did great this week. And,
I think they did too.
Justin really looked good. He came out calling an audible. God, she's had some tough listings, Justin has.
He has.
He
really
can't just get a good-looking property.
Yeah.
Like Andrews or Rose, even Rose doing some good
Yeah, it always
properties.
has to be adjusted, or
Yeah, I mean,
there's too many stairs on
God,
this
the
one.
modern look in there is just awful. It looks like a Rubik's Cube in the side of that place,
Yeah.
It's just a tough sell.
I think he'll sell that, though. I don't really think there's going to be...
I don't know
I
where
will
he
probably-
stacks up among the three. I felt like Roe was a little bit like Luis in that he came in a little late. Justin and Andrew are a little bit more established. But, man, it seems like Roe is just picking up crazy.
He sure is.
You know what I mean?
Does seem like all of a sudden
I don't know how he's getting it. I mean, he's just
Yeah.
getting his foot in the door in these places.
Yeah, you're right.
And he looks more established than Justin, seems like.
I think so.
But,
Seems like it.
We don't see everything.
No, but he does seem like he's stepping
Justin
it up.
had such a hot start this season. He had he had
did.
some great properties. He had the tech buyers. He's doing tours with flags.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, lots of people, lots of energy, and these past two episodes have been tough for him.
Well, maybe they're kind of taking each one and kind of highlighting them a little
See,
bit.
and Andrew had a property where the neighbor had sheets on their windows next door, and now he's doing a $20 million house,
yeah.
so it's...
$20 million's pretty expensive for that area. I mean, that's a real... I mean, in New York, that's kind of the norm.
That's right.
But for them, that's a pretty good listing. It'd be interesting to see if they don't go back and show us what happens on that episode. I'd love to ask him when we talk to him again what happened on it. 'Cause that's a great place.
Right.
It's going to take a special buyer.
For sure.
But it was a great place. Loved it. But yeah, it was good. It was good. I like the whole episode this week. It was good.
Well, that's all I had to say about it. Those were my thoughts. I thought, I don't know, maybe the kid will straighten himself out next week with Andrew.
Maybe we can get the kid off the show.
Yeah.
It's obnoxious. Yeah. And if it's part of the show, he still needs to get off. It would be nice to see him if he was normal.
What's his name? Louie?
Louie. If he was normal and he offered something that made any sense.
Yeah.
And then when you see him after he's been ridiculous acting, and then you see him with his jaw wired, and somebody has mugged him, supposedly, mugged, I'll put that in little quotes. Somebody probably got mad at him and hit him because he's idiotic acting. But, it would be nice if he was 20 years old and he was wanting to learn.
Yeah.
She said, well, he's interested in real estate, and blah, blah, blah. But if he really was interested, he wouldn't act like a jerk like he's acting. A 20-year-old, just because your mom and dad have money, doesn't have a thing to do with you.
Right there.
Well, it is.
There
I mean,
is.
it has nothing to do with it. You might inherit it one day, but you got to stand
baby.
on your own.
That's right.
And to follow around and act like you know something when you know nothing just makes you look that much more not credible. And I just think he needs to either get off the show. I didn't like that. I didn't like him following, whether it was for TV or whatever. I didn't care for him.
Well, we're going to follow up with Andrew, and we're going to follow up with Justin's property. And did Roe sell that property yet?
No, I don't think so.
So nobody sold the property this week.
I don't think so.
How did we leave off with them?
I'm thinking, Andrew, they left it. It was not sold. I remember that. I can't remember how it left.
Andrews and Justin's
Okay,
weren't, but I can't
Justin's-
remember about Roe.
Well, Justin's ended up with the talking about doing the renderings. Right. And Roe, I don't think Roe ended up. He had that 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom. He had an open house for them.
Roe is in the middle of his open
Oh,
house.
then it showed them getting mad at
arguing
each
with
other and all
Justin.
that.
That's
yeah.
right.
Showed Justin and he arguing.
That's
And then
right.
I think it ended.
Well, that seems
So
like a
it did
very serious personal issue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very real between them. And,
Yeah,
and
that's what
Justin
he
told
said,
us
wasn't
that.
it? Yeah, I was hoping they'd work that out. I was hoping they would kind of come to terms
Well,
with.
it's been the whole season since we talked to Justin last. I mean, of course they filmed everything and they still have issues. So It's not going to
Oh
get...
yeah,
not
we
gonna
talked
get,
to him after it was over, didn't we?
Right.
Oh yeah,
So
he
it
still
won't,
said
it won't be worked out. That's for sure.
Well, you never know. Things may work out. I would think small community. I would hope you'd try to work together.
Well, they threw some personal insults.
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on there, but
We'll
anyway.
probably see more about it, you know.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good episode.
It was. Good.
Tweet us at the Mac Media Show.
Yeah, we love hearing from you. Yeah, it's awesome.
We're going to follow up with, I want to talk to Andrew, get him on the show.
Yeah, we hadn't talked to him, have we?
No,
we hadn't
we
been able
won't-
to get hold of him.
we need to talk to
Roe, we need to
Andrew.
get on the show too, and we did almost. We forgot to call him back.
Well, yeah,
didn't we?
that's right.
He called and we forgot.
That's right.
But I mean, got busy. But
Justin,
we need to get him on. I'd like to talk to both of them before the season's over.
we want to have all three on again.
Be cool if we could get a 3-way conference thing, like like Andy Cohen does. But we just do it on the radio.
Well, I want to follow up with Justin on some of these things too, and
Yeah, I'm making notes on which ones we want to go back and say, did this one ever sell?
there are
Did
lots
this
of
one,
good properties we want to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll have them in the next few weeks, I think. And
Mac, LA starts soon, right?
the end of September, I think, right?
End of September. Oh, yeah, that's not too
probably
far
right.
off. About 4 weeks.
That's not too bad.
So we've got LA coming back. It's going to be interesting.
That'd be a fun season.
Oh, yeah. So is this, would you say, episode 8?
This was 8. We have 4 more. 3 more.
Is it going to overlap with
No, we have 4 more.
LA?
It may.
It may come right to the edge.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, we might can get their interviews before the end then. Andrew and...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
yeah, we need to get James back on for it.
Well, I
starts.
know Andrew's doing a lot with Ryan Serhant, too. I want to take a look at that.
Oh,
Talk
is
to
he?
Andrew about that.
Okay, yeah.
And, anyways, follow us at the Mac Media Show on Twitter. We're going to talk more about all this next week. You can go to themacmediashow.com and see our past shows. There's some good episodes in the past.
Yeah.
Those are fun to watch. And,
Tweet us on some things and, questions, ideas you have about things, that kind of thing. We love reading it. We love different points of view on the show. That's kind of what this is for. We love real estate, and it's fun to see, the luxury market, the ups and downs, and the sales and the non-sales. It's fun.
Yeah, it's going down here at the Mac Media headquarters. Lots of noise in the background. We got to jump out of here.
We gotta
it's going
go.
down. We've run past our time, and
We got
people are
people
freaking
calling.
out. I know.
Yeah.
We've got meetings. All right, we will talk to all of you next week. Go to themacmediashow.com, tweet us, and follow us. There's almost 35,000 of us. So keep it rocking, guys. It's fun talking to you guys and talking about books. And it's a lot of fun there at the Mac Media Show on Twitter. All right, we'll see you next week. Ree?
Have a great week.